Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host. I'm joined this week by
BC
and
BB.
Keyboards tonight and playing a game on his phone is
Dylan.
Glad we could keep your interest, Dylan, long enough. We just started. He's already bored playing his game.
We just started. I was finishing the game.
Oh, okay. Well, we would have waited until you finished.
It took me 5 seconds. And I'm just done.
And I'm kind of giggling because we were just having a conversation before that they don't teach cursive writing in school anymore. BB just said that, and I'm like, what?
I think what happened was they looked at both of our handwriting.
They don't know how to read it or write it, pretty much.
Well, they looked at both of our handwriting, and they're like, we need to focus on print, because these two did not make it out of school well
but
the print.
I'm stunned by that.
Like even the other day, Killian had to do some kind of project. He's up there on his phone like this, and it boom, sends it to the printer.
You dictate to the...
You don't even have to learn how to fucking type, I guess, now.
Yeah, you don't have to type.
Oh, my God.
You don't type correctly anyways. You do the one finger typing.
I do not.
You do sometimes.
I do not.
You do it sometimes.
When I put my password in, I do it because I fuck it up.
He does four fingers, Dylan.
I don't. I'm telling you.
You do not do the home row.
What do they call them?
the home keys.
I do the home keys. I swear to God.
I don't think I've ever seen
Next time you see me type, I do the home keys. I can probably type... 20 words a minute.
20 words.
Dylan can do faster with one finger.
Is that good? I don't know. But I do. I use the home keys.
See,
Mrs. Graziano was our typing teacher.
I was going to say, did Mr. Miller teach you?
But you know, here's how bad my typing is. I had AP English as a senior, and I had typing. So our final for our senior year was you had to do a term paper for English, and then you had to type it for typing your thing. I got a 97 on my term paper itself, and I got like a 40-something on the fucking typing. But she passed me, though. That's how fucking bad it was.
Wow.
So, but I can type. Anyway, so I just found that funny. That's why I was kind of
Mr. Wright, there's a lot of whiteout on your report here, sir.
So like I type out all our stuff, and once in a while I'll do my album reviews on type and stuff like that. But
I'm a 3-finger type.
It's not bad. I know. I'm telling you, next time we're working together, BC, I'm doing reports. Just sneak up behind me and see. You'll see me using my home keys. Okay. All right. So now that we got the grammar and penmanship and everything, the only thing we didn't really touch on was punctuation, but that's okay. So what's up, guys? We got the band back together again. We had almost the band together. We had our what is it? Pete? Who's the fifth Beatle? Who's that guy?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of different fifth Beatles. George Martin was considered the fifth Beatle.
Okay, well, Sonny Pooney's are like fifth Beatle, so we had him on the last episode.
Pete Best was a Beatle before Ringo.
He was okay. But I knew there was a guy they said is like the fifth Beatle. So Sonny Pooney's like our fifth Beatle. He stood in for BB. BB was uninterested in doing the last episode, but that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
I think it was at a basketball game, so that trumps it.
It worked out though. It was good. It was fun. We had our wives and Dylan's girlfriend put in a playlist and stuff, and it was pretty fun. What'd you think, BC?
Pretty cool. I thought I was bad.
Did anybody get anything right?
The drafts.
I got the most right.
I got 12.
You tied for the most right, and you won the tiebreaker.
And I won the tiebreaker.
Yeah, they were tied.
Just like with the statue thing. I'm on 2 for 2.
12 out of 40. That's not bad.
Yeah. It's almost not even close to passing, but yeah.
I thought I was bad in the drafts.
I can't wait to listen to this.
I was just throwing darts in this one.
BC did a lot of head shaking that night. It was fun though. It was fun. What do you think though?
It was a lot of fun, and it's interesting that a lot of the songs could have been anybody's pick, because there are certain songs that they just kind of transcend anybody's taste in music. Like "Smooth" by Santana, that was a song that I think we all agreed is phenomenal, and Yeah, it was a really fun playlist too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the playlist.
It's good to get out of the wheelhouse once in a while, and that's probably pretty much like 2 of those that we've done.
Yeah.
And I think it's fun. I think it's cool to kind of get out of our wheelhouse every now and then, and check us. But like a lot of those songs we talked about, like we knew there were maybe 5 songs maybe that I didn't know, like, and maybe 3 of them that I'd never heard before, and they were, I think, maybe Nicole's picks or something. But it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
BB, you need to get it out of next time. It was fun.
BB, he praised a Backstreet Boys song.
I did. It was. I know. It was.
Wow.
It was.
Yeah.
It was catchy. I know the heads are. The bobbleheads are going crazy here, but it was fun though. It was fun. We will definitely revisit that at some point down the line in a different. I'll have to think of something different to do, and so that was cool. So. What's going on, BB? What's going on with you, my friend? How are you?
Nothing. Took my boy back to Penn State for the next semester. Thank God they're in person because now the high school is virtual this week until Tuesday. So it was fun. We had a good time with Colin home, and now he's back to the grind. So one less child in the crib. It's a little bit more quieter now that he's back to school.
All right. What about you, BC? How about you, buddy? What do you got?
Going on? Oh my god. I don't know. My head's still spinning from today. Bad day today. Not bad day, just fucking dealing with other people. I'd rather work alone. I've become so used to being alone, I guess working alone is so much better.
You should go back to your old partner. You worked alone then.
I work alone now.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah.
So,
Not really. That's a whole nother story. How about you, Dylan?
Well, not too much going on. I'm enjoying a couple shows. Christine and I are hate watching like a show from like our high school era, and it's really fun to make fun of it.
What?
It's a show called Pretty Little Liars. It's horrible, but it's one of those so bad it's good kind of things where you get to make fun of like how stupid the plot is and stuff like that. So having a little fun with that, and watch the newest Gordon Ramsay show because he's got another one.
Oh, is that the one where they're throwing shit off the balcony or whatever?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the commercial. It's it's called Next Level Chef, and they have like a pristine kitchen up top, a run of the mill kitchen in the middle, and then like a really shitty kitchen in the basement. And they go in the different levels and cook.
It looks like Hollywood Squares when you see
it.
it
Does. It does. It's like
I think I've seen the commercial.
Yeah.
He's like throwing something off the middle deck. And
Paul Lynde, the center square?
Paul Lynde is not the center square, unfortunately.
It's Alf now.
Rest in peace.
Oh, jeez. All right, so I really don't have much going on. Just work and doing podcast shit and listen to stuff. And speaking of listening to stuff, what do you guys, I'm sure you probably heard by now that Priest is going out as a 4-piece. Did you hear that, BB?
I did not.
Okay. You didn't hear that either? Okay.
Right.
Well, anyway, Priest is going out as a 4-piece.
Huh.
They apparently let Andy Sneap go as their touring guitarist. They're still working with him on the album that they're recording this week. And actually today is January 12th, 2022. And they're in the process of recording with Andy Sneap still. So, but Richie Faulkner, I guess, is just going to be him, Rob Halford, and Ian Hill on stage.
That's
which
interesting. Scott Travis.
Scott Travis, of course, yeah. But I don't know why. Like, they could just get a guy to play rhythm guitar. I hope they're not going to use tracks because I've heard that Rob Halford was getting some help anyways, which, whatever with that. But, like, I'd rather see a little help vocally, but no help fucking musically. You can't fucking have...
it. Well, and like, I think
it's going to sound empty.
I think much like Iron Maiden, like the dual guitar is it's a staple of the Priest sound.
Right, and if he's doing all the solos, it's going to be the same tone
You're just
for
gonna
both
hear,
parts. You're not
you're
going to be able
Ian
to.
Hill.
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to differentiate the solos because, like, when Glenn didn't play, Richie was doing his stuff, and Andy Sneap was doing KK stuff. But now he's going to be doing both, so it's going to be the same. I don't get it. There's so many freaking players out there that could do
why?
it. Shit, get Courtney Cox from the Iron Maidens.
I'm
Imagine how
assuming-
fucking awesome that'd be.
Oh, man.
I'm assuming it's probably to free up Andy for production stuff. Like,
Okay,
Like,
that's understandable.
yeah,
but
but
why
like not
get
getting
somebody
another
else?
person is interesting.
Right, that's my thing. Get Courtney Cox from the Iron Maidens. Can you imagine how fucking awesome that'd be? She does the Adrian Smith stuff for the Maiden stuff, and that'd be fucking awesome. You got Nita Strauss and fucking Alice Cooper. Imagine fucking Courtney Cox and fucking Priest. That's who I want. Or the Metal Voice had like a thing on there. Who would you like to see? They're touring with Queensryche. Imagine Michael Wilton coming out and doing like a dual thing, playing Queensryche, and then coming out and doing the Priest stuff. That'd be fucking cool too. But who would you throw out there, BB, for second guitar player in Priest?
You know, when you said Courtney Cox, my brain went to Britt Lightning. I love her in Vixen.
She's good too.
She's a
fucking awesome,
fantastic guitar player.
She's really good.
And then even Orianthi.
Orianthi.
You know, another awesome female guitar player. You know, just to throw a couple female names out there, she'd be great there too.
What do you think, BC? What do you got?
Well, Laura Wild.
She really heard that fucking name in a long
man,
time.
oh man.
She's still on Facebook.
She's still around?
Oh yeah.
Tell her we said hello, BC.
Give her a baby.
Ask her if she remembers Penn's Peak.
That'd be different. You got anyone have a male pick? What about you, Dylan?
Just get Tom Morello.
No. Wait, no.
Be awesome.
Real burning.
That'd be awesome.
That would suck. Ugh, that would be fucking terrible. I mean, it'd be cool just grab some unknown guy.
Yeah.
You know what I
Get an
mean?
unknown
There's a lot
guy.
of kick-ass, like, friggin' studio guys that do a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Fucking Andrew Watt.
Get Steve Lukather.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Get Michael Speed Strapper.
Right?
He's a fan.
He's a fan. He was in Boston.
Yeah.
He tears it up. That'd be cool, too. I don't know if they'd let him stripe up the guitar, though.
Get the Primal Fear guitarist.
It would have to be like black and white stripe, maybe like.
Black and silver, black and
Yeah.
white.
But that's a good pick too. I think that'd be cool. So that's I don't know. I just
KK's
I
probably
don't.
stewing at his he's probably
Well, he
like,
was.
mad as hell right now.
He was pissed to begin with when.
That's what I mean,
When
like-
Glenn wasn't. You know what I mean?
Like he's probably like
I don't know.
I could see him just like in his lair like
I think they're.
reading Blabbermouth and
Yeah.
just like breathing heavily, like smashes the computer.
Yeah, I don't know what the irrevocable fallout is there with KK because I mean it's another. Well, I mean you figured when Glenn Tipton went out, it was the perfect scenario for him to come back, and now. Another perfect scenario for him to come back, and now they're not having anybody.
Yeah.
Let alone, I mean, and don't get me wrong, Andy Sneap was friggin' excellent. He played great, and I thought he had a decent stage presence and stuff. I mean, we saw him on the first show, so I mean, it was his first live show he played with them, but I think he fit in. He played, seeing videos and shit of him playing later, but like now, they're not putting anybody in. I don't get it. I think it's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna throw off the continuity of the stage because you had a guy on one side, a guy on another, Rob in the middle, Ian Hill in the back doing his dong.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna. I don't know.
Doing his aerobic workout.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
I just
Rob will learn how to play guitar.
who?
Maybe Rob will learn how to play guitar.
Oh, God, that one sucked. So you guys out there, what do you think? Who do you think would be a good choice, male or female, and or both for the second guitar slot in Priest? I have that, and WASP just announced a tour. United States tour. They had a tour announced a couple months ago with European dates and festivals and shit, and then they came out today with a list of shows, and they're even hitting East Coast. They're hitting our venue, Jim Thorpe. Knock on wood. Like I said, we don't count our
Chicken
Blackie
silly
eggs
catch.
until
He's on stage.
Blackie hatches them on stage. Hopefully, BC will not get roofied again, and we get to see them. And but Armored Saint touring with them, which is fucking awesome.
Where else he's playing? Anywhere? Like
Like New York and stuff. New York. I mean that's the closest to us. Probably the Chance. Probably not the Chance. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look at the dates. I just
saw that. Okay.
saw the thing that one of you guys sent me today. You
No, it was BB.
BB sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's like-
that's gonna be cool. And Michael Schenker's playing some dates too, but it's like it's before ours though. They're like he's playing like 5 or 6 dates with them as a triple bill. So then maybe that's like the New York shows, and you know what I mean.
Oh, right.
So it's like right before ours. So that's gonna be cool. They're supposed to be doing the Crimson Idol sounds like that they're gonna do the album, which is cool.
Re-idolized,
which that's not bad. I prefer the original myself. Bon Kulick fucking kicking ass on it.
I'm nervous.
But
I'm nervous.
I know, like I said, like until we're watching them, you know what I mean.
But our area though, will our area come out to that?
We'll be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be but is there going to be a company? Because you know how he gets all pissed off. You know, what?
You only sold 37 tickets.
700 people. I'm not doing it.
Christ. Was it like the 19th of November? What kind of day is that?
It's a Saturday. Of course, it's during my shift.
Saturday.
BC, when you call, I'm gonna say no.
I'll make arrangements. Yeah, put BB down for a no. Yeah, so that I think, and did you guys? I'm sure you guys saw the Kiss. They announced that they're putting out the next soundboard thing.
Yeah,
it's from Virginia Beach. It's actually the show we went to in 2004. The Rock the Nation one. Mm-hmm. Was it Rock the Nation? Yeah, Rock the Nation one. It was like 2 days after the one we saw at Montage.
Oh wow!
And actually, the Rock the Nation is from the Virginia Beach show and the Washington D.C. show. They're like there's interspersed for the DVD, but that's the soundboard that they're putting out now. And I mean, it's cool. They had a real good set list for it, but I was kind of hoping for
something older,
like a
mid '80s,
like a mid '80s, like a Vinny or. Like an early Bruce show, like an Asylum one.
I think you need to put out an Eric Carr show.
I do too.
Yeah, because
I do too.
He is not represented in the live things except Kissology, like in that one Animalize.
Analyze Uncensored. Yeah, I don't know. I can understand them not wanting to put out Vinnie Vincent stuff. All right, whatever. But you know what? Like, there's a couple deep tracks on this soundboard one that's coming out, but. Like, people want to hear that the classic stuff, like you said, like the Eric Carr stuff. I just picked up a box set, and it's the show from Nashville with Vinnie Vincent, and it's good. It was cool. I listened to it last night. It was cool night before. It was cool to hear Eric Carr play like those songs played like that again, like you're used to, like on Animalize Uncensored. It was fucking awesome. Although the Vinny solo was way too fucking long on that. Holy fuck!
I listened to it on YouTube. I kind of thought the same thing, but the Love Gun solo is out of this fucking world.
Yeah,
I'm like,
we didn't need a Paul solo on that fucking album either. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff I want. Of course, I already ordered it, but green vinyl, BC.
Peter Criss.
Like an idiot, I ordered it from Kiss Online, so God only knows when that'll fucking come to. But I just want to throw that out there that's on the way too. I didn't know if you guys were aware that that's coming out too. So before we get going, what do we listen to? What do you got, Dylan?
I haven't really had too much of a chance to listen to a lot of stuff, but I was playing Shout at the Devil from Motley Crue recently for some reason. It's just a really solid album, real cool, moody start going into one of their most iconic riffs. It's just got a good sound to it. I love the way it's produced. It sounds very raw, but not as raw as the first album. It's more like produced raw, which is a really good middle ground for me, where it sounds like they're rough and cagey, but it doesn't sound like shit. So, Shout at the Devil,
all right.
Motley Crue.
How about you, BB?
From the last episode that I was here, we did just like a random hard rock playlist. Well, some of us did a random hard rock playlist. Some others did a little mid-tempo rock playlist. But
hey, I got some good comments on that song, by the way. But I had a couple people text me, that was a great pick. And it was. I stand by it. It wasn't as hard and heavy as the other one, but it's the hardest song on that album.
Okay. But it made me go back and check out some old Keel. So I the last one I listened to yesterday was the Keel album, self-titled Keel. I don't know. Apple says it came out in 2009.
No, I think it's like 89.
I'm going to say it's a lot earlier than that.
89, 86, probably about 88, 89.
Yeah, so
it might have been 87.
This must be like
Were they that close?
the reissued, remastered, blah blah
Probably.
blah. But it does have that later 80s sound to it. It is really good. Cherry Lane's amazing. King of Rock. There's a jungle out there.
87.
87.
Love that.
Larger Than Live was in 89. That's
Yeah, because
And that's like half
That's the last
live,
album
half.
that was the original one.
Yeah.
Right.
That is good.
But is it? Yeah, front to back, a really good album. It's Somebody's Waiting. I can, but it's a
Look around.
it's great. I just love his old '80s voice.
That was kind of a big song for them too, I think. There was a video of it.
It was a single.
Yeah. All right, what do you got, BC?
I've been diving into getting ready for the cruise. Dangerous Toys. I have not listened to Dangerous Toys in quite some time, so first two albums I've been absorbing. Hopefully hear some of those tunes.
Self-titled and Pissed, right?
Hellish Shakers.
Hellacious Shakers.
And I like that white one. I can't think. I'm drawing an artist formerly known as Dangerous Toys.
It came out like after though, like later. Yeah. All right. For me, I was the other day, January 9th, was the 38th anniversary of Van Halen's 1984. So I spun that. Still love it. Fucking awesome. I gave LA Guns Checkered Past another listen. I think it was Rob from Vancouver, Dylan, or was it?
There were a couple people
Yeah,
that
there's
had
a couple people had it.
had it on their list.
But I had it back and forth. It was probably Rob from Vancouver. So I said I would give it another shot. I did, and I don't know what the deal was when I listened to it the first time. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. There was at least one too many ballads on there. There was one that I liked. The second one I liked. I didn't love, but I liked it. The other two were but like it's pretty raw. I enjoyed it a lot more. I don't know if it didn't hit me right the first time I listened to it. So it's a lot better than I thought it was. Still my Queensryche kick. I watched this one guy had a great video of Jeff Tate, his last tour, doing Rage for Order and Empire. So I watched that today. That was very cool. Like they sounded great.
He wants the vest. That's what it's gonna say.
No.
Next time we record, he's gonna wear a vest. No shirt, just the vest. He's into the vest.
I'm gonna see if Frohawk can lend me his for the winter. The electronic drum set on stage. It does nothing for me. It doesn't. I want drums. I want fucking drums.
I saw that too.
The show was good. I mean, and I saw the show, and that's the one that sucked that they were throwing people out for staying out. But sounded great. Band was great. The electronic drum set. It just I can't. They should just put him behind a curtain. I think it doesn't have this. It's not the sound. It's not the sound. You know, especially after seeing Queensryche on a Kiss cruise with freaking Casey Grillo fucking going fucking crazy on the drums and these fucking songs and they did a lot of songs from between Empire and Rage for Order, the two shows on the Kiss cruise, and just those electronic drums just fucking kill it for me. And I mean, Jeff Tate sounded fantastic. The band was really good. They did and I forgot that they did it when we saw them too, during Della Brown off of Empire. The two guitar players did this awesome extended back and forth solo, and then like tore it up for a part of it, and then like went right back into it. You have to check it out, BC. Fucking, they tore it the fuck up. I was like, holy fuck, like ripping up Della Brown. Fucking awesome. I love when they do a band will do like a slower mid-tempo song, then they'll like tear it up. Like at the end of Goodbye for Night Ranger. When they come back out, Brad Gills tears it up on that. So I was checking that out, and some delving back into some Rush, listening to some older stuff like Sonny Pooney. Like I was surprised you didn't say why. Still listen to some Rush, some live stuff, and we have our next version of the Rush Chronicles coming up this year as well. Probably April or May, I'm thinking. So just heads up for you guys. So get listening to shit. So that's what we got. I got Rush, Queensryche, LA Guns, VH for myself, Dangerous Toys, Self-Titled, Hellacious Acres, and Pissed for BC. BC's always pissed.
He's always
fucking
right?
He does a punk like
He's
that.
always
It's just
pissed.
pissed.
The second he walked in tonight,
He's
pissed.
sporting a Woody and he's pissed. Keel, Self-Titled for BB from 1987. And from 1984, Mr. Dylan has Shout at the Devil from the Crew. So that's what we got going. And tonight's topic, we are going to do... What are we doing? What's it called tonight, Dylan?
Make it a combo.
Make it a combo. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the concept of this episode is we picked 2 consecutive albums from an artist. We've each actually picked 2 artists, so we're going to be doing 4. We're going to be talking about 4 albums each total, basically. But we're combining the 2 albums together to make one super album. It's kind of like what we did. I think we did it back in the like for double albums, like make it one. We did for the Load and Reload. The two of us did in Vegas. But basically picking our favorite songs from each album to make it one just cohesive album. We can't have more than the longest album tracks. We can't have more tracks than the longest of the two albums. And we have to have at least 4 from each album. And those are the rules that were put in place. Hopefully we all follow them this time. I'm not liking the looks around the table.
I don't know. I need to see the fine print of this text message.
I'll read the text that was sent to me by our.
Just be prepared. It may have been sent to you, but it may have not been sent to the other two.
This was sent to the group. Okay, guys, for next week, the ultimate album. Make one kick-ass album from any band's 2 consecutive albums, using at least 4 songs from one of the albums, and it can't be longer, number of songs-wise, from the longest album.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I might have...
No.
It's confusing to actually
Now that you say it the second time...
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, just scratch one off.
Okay. That's all. Well, maybe you were going by the
bonus track.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe you were going by the bonus track album length, but we're gonna talk about one of our albums in this first half, and then we'll talk about it in the second half, the second album. But Dad, I think you're gonna lead us off.
I am.
So go right ahead.
Okay, BB, pick 1 or 2.
2.
Okay. So I picked So the 2 albums I picked. I wanted to. We've talked about these guys before, and I love. This is probably my favorite version of the band. I picked Black Sabbath. I'm doing an album made up of Heaven and Hell in Mob Rules. So it's going to be called Hell Rules.
Hell Rules.
And I'm going to call it Welcome Dio or something like that just to fucking piss people off. So Heaven and Hell came out in April 21st, 1980. Produced by Martin Birch, as is Mob Rules as well. Mob Rules came out November 4th, 1981. And Heaven and Hell is 39 minutes and 46 seconds. And Mob Rules is 40 minutes, 36 seconds. So they're very, very close time-wise. They're very close. Production-wise, I think they're pretty close. I think Mob Rules is a little crisper sounding, I think, than Heaven and Hell. But this was the first album for Heaven and Hell was the first album for Black Sabbath after Ozzy was kicked out or quit, depending on who you ask, and after Ronnie James Dio left Rainbow before he would depart Black Sabbath as well after two albums and a live album. But I remember getting Heaven and Hell. I got it at Christmas Eve, like 1980 something. And I remember listening to that, and I was like blown away, just absolutely blown away by it. And still one of my top go-to albums, probably easily a top 20 album for me out of all the albums that I go to. I go to it often. They just came out this last year with the deluxe edition of actually Heaven and Hell and Mob Rules that has a bunch of live stuff on there and some like radio edits and some demos I think that are on there as well. And so, like an idiot, I bought the vinyl and I bought the CDs too. So whatever. But I always thought that there were some songs on both of these albums that are just kind of skippers for me. Just kind of just don't do it for me. And this is the same for my next album too. That I always thought that out of these bands, and actually the other band that I'm going to do after, I think there's 2 other albums also that for this band, if you put the 2 albums together and threw away some crap on them, you could have a really good album out of the 2. But I'm not saying that the 2 Black Sabbath albums are mediocre. I'm saying the 2 albums of the band that I'm talking about before are probably my 2 least favorite albums from the band. And I think that would have been a really good one to do too, which is I'm keeping that one in my pocket as well for to do this down the road. So Black Sabbath. So I'm doing Hell Rules for my album. So I'm doing mine like a vinyl. So side 1, side 2. So I'm going to open up with with this stuff, you cannot not open up with fucking Neon Knights. You just gotta fucking do it. I'll pass this around when you guys want to talk about it. Just a kick-ass opener. And this is, I think, I meant to go back and listen to the very last song on Never Say Die, the last album with Ozzy, and then see what the difference was, like going from that last song to like the first song with Dio, and I never got to do it. I totally forgot about it until now. I thought about it the other day, but I was not somewhere where I could do that.
The song's called Swingin' the Chain.
Swinging the Chain. So I'm assuming, since I've never really heard of that before, it's probably not great, but I wanted to compare them and see what the difference was. So you went from this to this. And I know I have listened to Never Say Die before, so totally different sounding albums. I know Martin Birch did not produce the last Black Sabbath album with Ozzy, and so this is just a statement song, I think, for them. Neon Knights come right out of the gate. BB, remember we saw Kennedy last year? They did this, and Mob Rules tore this the fuck up, fucking awesome. And I usually don't like to go song in order on things, but I don't like hearing Neon Knights and not hearing Children of the Sea next. I love that song. It's very atmospheric. Apparently, this was the first song that Dio wrote together with Tony Iommi. Just fucking awesome. Then I go to the Mob Rules album, which is the first song on the Mob Rules album, Turn Up the Night. Just very Neon Knights-esque, up-tempo song, cool vocals. One of the ones, too, that when I first got Mob Rules, I was like, I never heard of it because I got Mob Rules after I got Live Evil, and I'm like, why didn't they do this song live? Like, why is this not on there? You know what I mean? But I realized they had to throw in some Ozzy shit. Like, I would rather hear Turn Up the Night any day than fucking Iron Man, especially with Dio singing it. Next, I go to Sign of the Southern Cross, just a long Dio up to, when he was, still doing Dio at the end there. Still a song that he interspersed with Heaven and Hell, which is my next song. So I like the how they mix them two songs up when they do it live. When I saw Dio in '83 down at the Spectrum, and it was the first time that I ever heard them mix these two songs together, like in a big white shape, look that, like fucking that, like mixing those two together are just insane. The kick up at the end of Heaven and Hell is just fucking phenomenal. And I forgot, and I had not listened to the album version of Heaven and Hell in a while, and I forgot that you get that little doo-doo-doo-doo, that little acoustic thing at the end of it. And I totally forgot it was on there until I listened to it the other day. So that was kind of cool. I open up side 2 with, of course, Mob Rules. You got to have just a punch in the face coming up opening side 2. Then I zip back to Heaven and Hell for Lady Evil. Always love that song. Love the bass in it. If you ever get down to Witches Valley, BB, don't dream or close your eyes, okay?
Yes.
Just fantastic song. And then a song that is very similar also on Mob Rules, back to that Voodoo. I always love that. And in live, this song is absolutely killer live. It's good on the studio album, but live it really comes to life. I think they really soup that song up when they do it. And then back to Heaven and Hell, Die Young. And this was a song, BC, I didn't care for this song until we saw Heaven and Hell do it up in Binghamton when we saw them play up there. And I love the Die Young, Die Young, Die Young, Die Young. I fucking love it. And then I wrap up the album with Falling Off the Edge of the World for Mob Rules. I love, and I think it's a perfect ending for my album, because I like how it's just like the album's over and you're falling off the fucking end of the world. Fucking absolutely love it. So that's my Hell Rules album. What do you think, BB?
I really enjoyed it. And those two albums, being a Dio fan that I am, they are easily, 1-2 of the albums that if I'm in a Black Sabbath mood, they're the ones I go to. But, Neon Knights is a great way to start the album. A fantastic sound that Dio put you in. And what I love about Dio is I love just getting into his lyrics, because he just paints pictures in your head which are so crazy. And then opening up with Mob Rules, another great song. Lady Evil, fantastic. Die Young, like you said, the live version, how they get into it with Die Young, Die Young. I have no complaints. no skippers, 100% fan stinking tastic.
What do you think, Dylan?
Well, I really appreciate that you represented each album evenly, but I got some news for you, pal. You broke the rule because the longest album is Mob Rules with 9 tracks, and you had 10.
Well, I was interspersing.
Oh yeah.
He forgot to say
Heaven
the
and
song
Hell
10 was a...
Inside of the Southern Cross together.
Mark it down.
Right out of the gate.
Vinyl companies will not do a record list or 10.
You know, we thought that we would get an episode without a rule break, but we did not.
Man.
So,
But I went under on my next one.
It's
it's
carried
not-
over.
So it evens
Maybe I should have said number 1, then you could have carried over.
but
Carried over to the next
I
album.
mean, you picked the staples from each album. I think that you represented each album really good, and it's not like either album is a weak album. They're both very strong albums, which might not be the case for some of the albums that we're going to be talking about tonight, where one might be a lot stronger than the other. But these are both kind of a 1-2 punch to introduce you to Ronnie James Dio, and it really works because a lot of these songs were played live, so you do kind of have that example of it where you could see how the songs were used, and it works really well as one full album because they're very much a similar feel. They have a very similar feel, and these were probably two of the better albums to pick from like Black Sabbath, especially like later, like past Ozzy, because you kind of get albums that sound very different from each other. So I think you did a good job picking two cohesive albums to put together.
What do you think, BC?
I love Dio Sabbath, so these albums both are good in my book, but when you join them together like this, it's a home run. I love Children of the Sea. I mean, that's a song. If there's a playlist, you gotta have that. Turn Up the Night, another great one. Voodoo. When you said it, I'm like, yeah, I love Voodoo. Die on the Course is another great. Lady Evil. There's not a bad song on there. The bass line, Lady Evil. Mm-hmm. Love that. No, this is perfect.
Yeah, and the songs I left off of Heaven and Hell are Wishing Well, Walk Away, Lonely is the Word. They're okay, but for me, they're kind of,
They're not the home runs.
And off of Mob Rules, I left off E5150, which is just a little like thing. Country Girl, Slipping Away, over and over. I mean, they're decent, but I wanted just this album to just freaking kick ass from front to start. You have some light and you have some shade where you have Children to See, the main part of Heaven and Hell, and Sign of the Southern Cross. But I like it. I think it represents like I said, the light and the shade of Black Sabbath. So that's my first album. So what do you got for your first album, Dylan?
So it was tough picking what I was going to do for this until it suddenly came to me that I wanted to right some wrongs, and especially for this first artist, the artist that I picked was Great White, and what always bugged me was that they had a studio album called Once Bitten that was released in 1987. Then they had this album Twice Shy that was released in '89. Sure, they had the EP that was Once Bitten, Twice Shy, but one of their most famous songs is Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and it always bugged me that it wasn't a combined thing. So I decided to name my album Once Bitten, Twice Shy to scratch that itch that I've had.
Thing.
Yeah, but it's really interesting because I hadn't really listened to these albums before, front to back. I've heard the hits from Great White. I've seen them live a couple times, and I've always liked them, but I've never really gone deep into their catalog. But I was very impressed, and it was, especially with Once Bitten, it was very hard to not over-represent that album because it was so good. But I managed to evenly distribute so that I can get some Twice Shy love as well. I'm going to start off on a possibly controversial note. I'm going to start with Rock Me. I think it's a moody start. It's a building start. It's got the Heaven and Hell kind of slow intro, but then the ending is just a bombastic beginning. But then I'm going to follow it up with Move It from Twice Shy. I think that's a really good kind of up-tempo one to get you back into the feel of it if you're not feeling Rock Me. But I just think Rock Me is just such a solid, if this was like, what are you going to show to somebody to show the band? I feel like Rock Me would be a really good showcase because it shows their bluesy side, shows their rock side. I love the background vocals during the chorus. But after Move It, I'm going back to Once Bitten for Gonna Get Ya. Really catchy chorus. Love this song. It's such a fun, up-tempo song that just keeps the train a-rolling. And then we go into a little groovy territory. You can't not have Missed a Bone whenever you're talking about Great White. That's one of my favorites. It's just got such a sleaze to it, and that riff is just so iconic, and I love the wow. Really, really great. And it kicks up at the end as well. It has that up-tempo ender that's really cool. Then we're going into ballad territory. The last song on Once Bitten is my track 5, Save Your Love. It's a classic. It's, Jack Russell's really got those soulful vocals that sell this, because it could go really limp depending on another kind of singer, But he manages to really just make it soar and make it heartfelt. But then to open up side 2, if we're doing sides, track 6, Highway Nights from Twice Shy. This is another big, kind of lift up to get you off of the Save Your Love feel, to bring the mood back up. And then track 7, this was a song that I really, really love, Mistreater from Once Bitten. It's a fantastic song, really great rocker that you want to just like, yeah. And then we slow down a little bit, going to House of Broken Love. For track 8, we're going to a shady blues bar, and the smoke's flying in the air, and we're just back to that little groove. But then don't worry, we're coming back with a fast song for number 9, Fast Road. Kick ass. This is like one of those balls to the wall kind of rockers that you don't necessarily expect from Great White, because there's so much more of a bluesy band, and you don't really do like the fast kind of pace songs with those. But it's a really great song, and they pull it off great. And then of course I'm going to end with the title track, Once Bitten Twice Shy, because it's a great sing-along ender, and it's just a classy, and it's got the honky-tonk piano that I love. I love the jaunty piano, so had to end my album with the jaunty piano. So that's my album, Once Bitten Twice Shy, combining Once Bitten and Twice Shy. What do you guys think?
You should have Twice Bitten, Once Shy.
No. Yeah. What do you think, Deb?
No Lady Red Light.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I'm like, all right, that's going to be his closer. I'm like, yes.
I know, and it would have been a cool closer too, because you would have had the would have been a cool closer.
Lady Red Light would have been my closer, but I would have gone over the album.
I'm like,
so I wanted to try and
it's been a long time since I listened to both of these albums, and I was thinking about it today. Do you think these are hair metal albums?
No, I think it's more blues rock.
Yeah, it's like bluesy
Yeah,
rock. It's just
I mean,
the year it was released.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
they're lumped in there with
thrown
that
in there,
shit.
just like Ozzy. Like,
Yeah.
Ozzy's not hair metal, but
like
he's always thrown in there.
great albums, great
And somebody
picks.
said it's hair metal because you have blonde hair. I said, what? That's stupid. Hair metal.
So did Metallica. So did all the guys on Exodus had fucking long hair.
Yeah, they're hair metal.
Okay. Anyway, no, good album. Starting out with Rock Me, that was a little curveball there.
Yeah, that's.
I like the build. I like the build of it. Very cool. Move It, excellent. Gonna Get You. Mr. Bone, my theme song. I have friends that they call me Bone, so, and every time I hear that, I think of them. Save Your Love, fantastic. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite ballads of all time. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I think on Twice Shy, they have the Angel song, and then there's another ballad. And I think they tried to recapture that.
Shit ton of ballads.
The Angel song was okay, but the other one was like, no, you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Highway Nights, good double bass starting. Mistreater, great. House of Broken Love, the guitar work in that alone is just fucking fantastic. And that's a song that they've always stretched out live that is like, oh my God. Fast Road, cool. Once Bitten, Twice Shy. That's an absolute fatigue song, but I absolutely know why you put it on there. But good list, and I'm Team Jack Russell.
Yeah, Jack, because Jack is like, he's got that voice,
and believe me, I've seen them with Mitch Malloy, with Terry. I would rather Terry with them. And no offense to Mitch Malloy, but he just I don't know. We saw him Monsters of Rock, and we were captive audience because they played one of the pre-parties, so we were there. So we were like, all right, let's give him a shot at the title.
Give him a shot.
You don't play in Great White with shiny silver pants.
And bright white teeth.
They're not a shiny silver pants lead singer band.
I
I mean, God love him. He tried. Believe me, I give credit to anybody that gets him on fucking stage there.
Jack
Especially
was
for a guy that was almost in Van Halen, BB.
That's right.
Jack was the best part of that one Dokken show.
Yeah, when he came out and sang along again, it was fucking great. It was cool. But good stuff. 2 good albums, and I'm glad that you picked these alone just for that I haven't listened to these albums in such a long time.
Yeah.
Just Lady Red Light is just my
That's
red.
Boing, boing, boing,
Blazing.
boing, boing, boing,
I had to
light.
kill my darling.
That gives Reddy a Mr. Bone. Reddy Red Light. Yeah, definitely
whoever.
a couple of the highlights for me easily is Rock Me. Love that song. Gotta Get You is another great one. Save Your Love. It's just, the 2 ballads of Save Your Love and House of Broken Love, it's already sold me. Because like you, Save Your Love, I think the House of Broken Love is such a cool, slow, bluesy, rock, guitar. It just grabs you like the first note. And I probably, out of the whole catalog of Great White, I probably played House of Broken Love the most out of their whole catalog. I just absolutely, that song is fucking sick bananas for me.
Do it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mistreater is another great one, and Fast Road. It's a solid skipper, and plus we will throw the Japanese bonus track of
That's
Lady
the
Red
bonus
Light
track.
for
That's
for
the
our
bonus track.
Lady Red Light live with Mitch Malloy.
BC.
I'm definitely team Jack Russell. I just list the standouts for me be Fast Road, Gonna Get You, Move It, Save Your Love. I mean, that's for a slow sound is great. I look at House of Broken Love as not a ballad. I look at it as just bluesy.
Yeah, it's
a bluesy song.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love that song too. I mean, Misty Bone. How can you go around that?
I came on the radio on XM the other day. I'm like, oh wait, I pulled up to the house. I had to finish listening to it.
But
And some
this is
shitty ballad came
really
on.
good, really good list here. I love it. But,
Thank you.
We're in that second album. They tried too hard.
I think so. But I will take these 2 albums in the first the self-titled one over the newer stuff. Even the stuff with Terry and the newer stuff with Jack. It doesn't resonate with me, but
Psycho City was good.
Psycho City was good.
Was
Right
that
up until they did that live album, when it was like their last show or whatever, the one in California or whatever.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite live albums. The snare sound of that is fucking fantastic.
Even Hook's not that bad. But
So, coolness. All right.
you.
sound.
What do you got, BC?
I got nothing.
BC's got shit.
I got shit.
We ain't found shit.
Me and BB toss these bands around back and
No,
forth,
man.
and we flip the coin to see who's going to do what. I always loved these guys. A band that came from France.
Speaking of Terry.
Speaking of Terry, XYZ. I mean, they came out again, 89. To me, they got lost in the shuffle. And then their second album came out in 91, which the boat or ship already left the bay. So they never really got... And they put out some albums after that, and unless you're into this music, you didn't know about them. But I think their self-titled debut was just XYZ, and their second album was Hungry. So I'm going to start off my one album from these 2 was Face Down in the Gutter. I love that little guitar part into like a killer riff. And it's just, this is the way you start off the album. And I need some opinions here. That part, right, hi. Are they doing a hey, or is it doing something else? I listened to it multiple times. Like,
It's one of them where you don't
really
it's
know.
tough to
It's-
tell.
I'm like,
It's a little, I don't know if it's muffled or just
I don't know.
unclear.
Yeah, and I listened to it
Well, if
over
you
and
play it
over.
backwards, it says Paul is dead.
Oh shit! Man, there you go playing the backwards
I
shit.
hate when they do that shit.
Yeah, so I in my head I always go, sounds better. And Steve like Hayes.
That's
I
right.
do enjoy
Hey
that.
Hayes and the Ho-Hos.
Because the guitar
Especially the
playing
ho-hos.
on this whole album, the guitar player on both those albums are just the playing is just off the scales.
It's the same guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid solo. You gotta get the fucking getter at the end there. Yeah. I love that. And then I'm gonna stay on the same album and do the second track. Don't Say No. Crank and riff into an upbeat drums. It has the background vocals. Don't say no. Another sweet solo. I like the little drum part after the solo. Another great song. Then I'm gonna go back to the first album with Inside Out, with that distinctive riff beginning into like a groovier thing. Another killer solo on this. I mean, to me, I guess these songs are, if you're gonna put a list together with ripping solos on it, except for the ones on track 4. Another, nobody even knows this song unless you're into this band. Off to the Sun. It starts the little radio traffic grinding. It's a little heavier side of XYZ. It has not double bass, but I love that. That sticks out to me. Slow groove vocal. The vocals fit the song perfect. Another solo, a little slower than the other ones, but still has that. To finish off side 1 to be Maggie. Love the guitar start and the bass line in this. And it has the oohs in it. Ooh. But melodic solo, and it has the ride cymbal in there. You got to have the ride cymbal. Most of these songs have a lot of ride cymbal in it, which do catch me. Side 2, The Sun Also Rises in Hell, which I didn't know that until I listened to the song. I didn't think there was any sun in hell. I guess not.
Well, apparently it does.
This is, to me, like, for these guys, a little bit more heavier, double bass, vocally heavier, the solo. Just, again, if you've never heard these guys, check these guys out. I'm going to slow it down because it's not bad even. I mean, we talked about slow songs that aren't that bad. What Keeps Me Loving You? It's a slower tune. It has that killer beats, soulful guitar parts in it, the back-end vocals, and the solo is fitting for the song. But it's not bad. I mean, I think they played that on the radio a little bit. But everybody probably fucking turn on Froggy 101 or whatever. The next song is H.H. Boogie. The guitar and bass in the song is just fabulous. And then you get to the solo. I think the H.H. stands for Heaven High. But just a jamming song, just back and forth. And I love when the bass sticks out in a song. And especially when you go into a solo and you still hear the bass cranking on in the background. Next track, be A Nice Day to Die. Has a little bass beginning, a little light guitar into it, like another awesome riff. The riffs on these two albums are fucking a little piff there. And then I'm gonna finish up with Take What You Can. Has like whammy bar guitar playing in, a heavier riff on this one. The open, like as soon as the song starts, a solo in. Then it gets to stand on this whole album is the guitar, bass, and drums. This is a band that just got lost. And this is another thing I was checking out this weekend, ready for because they're going to be on a cruise.
Yes. There you go.
I'm going to say, this is the set list.
You were playing this, bitches.
It's
First show, this. Reversed for the second one.
I did do it backwards for the second. BB.
Very nice. How if you're talking about XYZ, you cannot leave off Face Down in the Gutter. And that's their staple song. That's the song everybody knows. It rips right out of the gate. The famous, good old Harpo song. They used to tear it up. Another one I really like is Inside Out. Another great song. And Off to the Sun, the solo, and that's sick. But it's funny. Side two kills it for me because I absolutely love The Sun All Rises in Hell, Nice Day to Die, and Take What You Can. Absolutely love those three. I even starred them as I wrote them down. Side 2 is killer. And then even throwing the little What Keeps You Loving Me in there, BC. I like how you did that. Good job. Love it. Fantastic.
You got to throw the bone to the ladies.
That's true.
XYZ, and it's. I was thinking back, too. BB did, I think, Hungry.
Yeah.
For a birthday episode. And then BC did the debut for maybe a random album pick or an 80s album pick. So we've covered both these albums. So, and I remember going back and talking about these albums, and I remember like kind of poo-pooing on Maggie as an opening track for like, this is, our first album, first song. I thought that was a mistake, but I like how you have it in this album. I think it's a better deeper in the album. Face Down the Gutter, like you said, BB, Harpo song, friggin' love that. They used to come out and do that for one of their encores. Fucking, we went out of our fucking minds. Remember the first time they did that? Fucking Tomatoes, we were like, holy fuck, lost our shit. Don't Say No, fantastic. Inside Out. I just, as soon as that chorus in my head, I think right to M3. And we saw them do it there, and for some reason, that version there just sticks in my head. Just that chorus at M3. Off to the Sun, fantastic. Maggie, like I said, better, deeper in the album, good song. Sun Also Rises in Hell. I remember this was one song I was like, whoa, this song just fucking kicks ass. What Keeps Me Loving You? I think of M3, this one too, and I think that was one that I went to take a piss for. But,
throw one for the ladies and do a piss on for the guys.
There you go.
That's right. It works out for everybody. I mean, it's not bad. H.H. Boogie, though, fucking rocking. A Nice Day to Die. Take What You Can. 2 great songs. Just tear it up. And these guys are fantastic. They're just good. Terry still sounds the way he does. And it's weird. We just talked about Terry singing for Great White before for Dylan's. But good album, though. I liked it. Do you have a name for the album?
This is Souvenirs.
Souvenirs? I like that.
Yeah, you hit all the songs that I was hoping you would hit, like Face Down in the Gutter, H&H Bagels.
No bagel.
Inside Out, they're staple. You hit a lot of the big songs.
If they have a hit, that's it.
Yeah, I agree. And I like Hungry more, I think, than I like the debut album. So and you did an even spread, but you hit the songs that I wanted you to hit on Hungry. So I can't be mad at you. I was gonna be upset if you didn't put Face Down in the Gutter, but of course you had to. It's one of their best songs. So great job.
All right, BB, what do you got for your first album-ish thing?
When you threw this out, I was actually listening to Pyromania on my phone. So I said, you know what the hell, I'll turn back time and we'll do the first 2 albums from Def Leppard. The first album was released March 14th, 1980, which is titled On Through the Night. And their sophomore album released July 6th, 1981, High and Dry. I remember I got Pyromania for a Christmas present in 83. And that was one of those albums that there was like Kiss, there was like AC/DC, and then Def Leppard was very early in my childhood rotation of tapes. I absolutely love Pyromania, and then after that I needed to find out were there other albums, go back then even and check these albums out. And even to this day I still love throwing High and Dry on and listening to it, because I think High and Dry is a great album. But I'm going to start off my album, and it's called Roofied and Loaded All Night Long. I'm going to start off my album with a song from On Through the Night. It Could Be You. I think this is a really cool, older 1980s riff opening. The repeating vocals in the chorus are so catchy. I think it's a great song just to bring it right out, start it right out of the gate. Song number 2 from the opening track of High and Dry, Let It Go. It's such a great mid-tempo rocker. Has these big hooks that you love from these guys. Another catchy chorus. Absolutely love Let It Go. Song number 3, back to On Through the Night with the opening track from that album, Rock Brigade. Nice. I think this is a great rocking 80s song. Has that very cool late 70s vibe to it. And there's even like some cool like clapping parts or something's going on in there which really catches your ear when you listen to it. I think it's really, really cool. Song number 4, I'm going to go to Lady Strange. I just absolutely love this catchy chorus from these guys. Guitar work is fantastic. And to close off side 1 is going to be a song off of On Through the Night, Rocks Off. Straightforward rocker, and I absolutely love the dual guitar work on this song. Love it, absolutely love it. Great way to close it. So I'm going to flip it over and do song number 6 on side 2. Is going to be also from On Through the Night, Answer to the Master. This song this is very heavy. This is a heavier song for On Through the Night. It has like a darker sound that Def Leppard I think was just trying to see where the song would go. It has a really cool drum solo part in that song, which really stands out. Song number 7 is another hit and run from High and Dry. The drums and the crash cymbal just alone just carry this song. I love the crash cymbal on that song. Song number 8 is going to be You Got Me Running off of High and Dry. The band harmonies are great at the chorus. And this is pretty much, this song is almost kind of where the sound and the future is going, for Def Leppard at the time. Song number 9 from On Through the Night is Wasted. Rockin' song, great groove, early 80s rock song. Just a great Def Leppard song, and probably one of the popular ones from On Through the Night. And I'm going to close off my album from the closer to High and Dry, No, No, No. And I wanted to close this because it almost has like this little like weird punk rockish feel to it. The drums are huge, and it has just this different sound that I thought really worked. It was kind of heavy for Def Leppard, so I kind of want to close it on a little bit of a heavier note because it's tough to get something heavy from the early 80s. So BC, what'd you think about Def Leppard?
Def Leppard. I mean, I love these first 2 albums. I mean, my first Def Leppard, of course, is Pyromania. Then I went backwards. But I would definitely go with High and Dry if I had to pick between 2 of these. So you mixed them up pretty good. Standouts for me, of course, Let It Go. You can't go wrong with that song. Lady Strange, another standout. Another hit and run. Got Me Running and Wasted. They're like standout songs. I mean, early Def Leppard. You can see the progression. Yeah. Where they were going, and then something happened after.
After Pyromania, I don't know what the hell happened. Dylan!
Some great albums happened, is what you mean to say. You made a lot of interesting choices, I thought. I liked that you didn't go for the obvious opener with Let It Go or with Rock Brigade, because they're both really solid opening tracks. So it was cool that you went with, what'd you go with?
It Could Be You.
It Could Be You. So, yeah, and that's a good one. And you went a lot of deeper tracks rather than go for, like, Bring It On the Heartbreak or, the title track from High and Dry. Though I love both of those songs, as well as Switch 625.
That was what I just pointed to your dad about. He loves that one.
I was disappointed that they weren't on the album, but I like that you wanted to go for the more lesser-known tracks. Yeah. So I really respect that. Hitting Lady Strange was really good. And I think No, No, No was a really great ender to close on for sure. So it was a lot of cool choices that I would not have made, so I really liked that you did it.
Cool. And it's almost like in the same vein of your album with did you notice how On Through the Night is not on through the night?
Yes.
And, it's funny how why did you release that? Why didn't you release that
very
8 months ago or something, right?
And like Houses of the Holy is not on Houses of the Holy in Led Zeppelin.
If you want blood, you got it.
Not
See, it's more than you think.
Yeah. That's a live album.
No, I know, but still.
Righty, what'd you think, buddy?
Okay, I'm changing the name of this album to songs you'll probably never hear again. But I agree with Dylan. Some interesting choices here. It Could Be You was really cool, and it's weird because I have not listened to On Through the Night in like fucking forever and ever. Like I have it on vinyl. I don't think it's been out of the case in fucking
hasn't seen the day of the
20 years easily, because it was one of the holdovers that I still had when I started building back up my vinyl collection. Good song though. Let It Go. When I remember we had myself and Rob, we had High and Dry when it came out. We had heard, we did heard the name. It was one of them bands that you heard, you read about in Hit Parader and Circus and stuff like that. So we had High and Dry when it came out, and then that's when MTV started hitting and stuff like that. So they had the performance videos of Let It Go and Saturday Night High and Dry, and I remember, this was our gateway album to Def Leppard. Where yours was Pyromania, but you're younger, so. But some cool things. Rock Brigade is freaking great, and it's got that clapping in it there. Lady Strange, that's a great pick because I think if you listen to Lady Strange on High and Dry, I think that's one of the gateway songs to Pyromania.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most Pyromania song-esque songs on here.
Definitely agree.
Arrangement-wise, vocally, background stuff. I think this was one of the songs that set the stage for what was going to take place with Pyromania. I mean, I don't know if it was planned or whatever, but it's definitely in that vein. Another Hit and Run, fucking fantastic, great song. Hit and Run, rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll. The fucking end of that is cool as fuck. I missed Answer to the Master, cool. That one I remember it, but it's a little hazy for me, so I gotta kind of let go of that one a little bit. You Got Me Running, really good. Wasted, that's a song that people really like to hear. That's something you'll hear once in a while that they'll play that riff, and I think they actually do Wasted on the Live Vegas one where they come out as, I forget the name of they come out as they're a cover band of themselves, and the Viva Las Vegas, and they come out and they do a set of deep stuff, and I think Wasted is one of those songs. And No is friggin' fantastic. No. Good album though. I like it. I really like it. Good job. All right, so there's our 4. So we had Black Sabbath for myself, Great White for Dylan, XYZ for BB, and Little Def Leppard for BB. So we are going to do our gem song real quick, and then we will do our gems. So our gem song this week is going to be a song that Dylan brought up to my attention last week, and we are going to play that version of 25 or 6 to 4 from Vince Neil. Check it out.
Waiting for the break of day.
All right, so how about that version of 25 or 6 to 4 at Vince Neil? If you please, disregard the vocals, but just the music is fucking awesome. One of my favorite songs of all times. I just love the music of that da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, and that, oh my god, it's just so fucking awesome. Cool as fuck. All right, so we'll do our little hidden gem here. Now we're going to start with BC today. What do you got, BC?
We got some Madman's Lullaby. They're from the Bay Area, California. BB actually turned me on to these guys. He sent me it one day and said, hey, you been into this?
Check this shit out, boy.
Check this out. I said, okay, I'll check it out, god damn it. So they got like 3 albums and 1 EP. The EP just came out, I want to say this year. Sorry.
So they're newer.
No, they've been out since 2013. Good rock. Like,
Straightforward stuff?
Straightforward, some blues, melodic, acoustic parts.
Yeah.
I mean, it's overall good. I've been checking.
They suck you in. Their sound sucks you right in if you're into that.
I mean, they've opened up for everybody underneath the sun, I guess, but a very good melodic rock. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, coolness. We got Dylan.
My hidden gem I actually just discovered recently. We all know that quarantine we've gotten a lot of cool music groups and music projects that happened. This is one that I discovered that Chris Laney from Pretty Maids, I believe he's the current rhythm guitarist, he formed kind of a super group called At the Movies, featuring a bunch of different members from like King Diamond, other Pretty Maids members, from Camelot, Hammerfall, and they basically have 2 albums out, and they're covers of songs from movies like No Easy Way Out from Rocky IV. They do a great cover of St. Elmo's Fire from that movie, St. Elmo's Fire, View to a Kill, The Never-Ending Story, The Power of Love. They do Heaven is a Place on Earth from Belinda Carlisle. They also do a cover of I Want It That Way from Backstreet Boys. So really, really fun 2 albums that are Soundtrack of Your Life Volumes 1 and 2. And it was a real cool surprise. And they rock up the songs, but they still have that, the 80s keyboard feel to them, the songs that need it. So it's a really cool project. And Dad, I sent it to you. What did you think?
You did. I checked it out. It was cool. I even listened to the. There's one song that Ronnie Atkins from.
Yeah. We Don't Need Another
Pretty
Hero.
Maids sings. Friggin' excellent. But I also listened to the Time of Our Lives from fucking Dirty Dancing.
Yep.
The dude sings it and this girl sings it. It's fucking excellent. They sing it great, but it's rocked up. It's fucking cool.
They do Maniac from the favorite movie Flashdance.
And I was surprised.
Yeah.
And like View to a Kill from Duran Duran, cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Check it out. It's like how we would want to hear these songs.
It's very
real
cool.
good. Vocal. And I was thinking about it today, too. I was kind of breezing through a couple of these songs, skipping. Like, you get bands that take 8-10 years for an album. Like, this shit's put together in months and put out. I don't know if it's out for physical copy. I don't know. I haven't checked into that. But, like, come on. Like, and this is all guys recording all over the fucking place. And it's an album. Like, I mean, and don't, I understand there are songs that are already established and stuff like that. There are other cover songs. But it sounds great. The production's freaking excellent on it. The playing's great on it. Like, why? I don't know. I don't understand the music industry. I guess that's why I put fires out for a living, I guess.
Stryper's coming out with another one.
There you go, Dad.
Yeah.
They're going to get together.
What?
Disturbed.
Oh.
Oh, no, he said Striper.
I said
Striper. I think you said
Disturbed.
Disturbed.
I said, no, Stryper.
I'm disturbed when I hear the name Disturbed.
Stryper's going to go in the studio. Doing that,
There you go.
They've been.
I know. Michael Sweet is a friggin' music machine.
He's a workhorse.
Workaholic.
I mean, his only miss for me in the last couple of years has been that Sunbound. That's it for me. That's right.
It's called At the Movies, is the band name.
It's cool. It's a lot of cool shit there. All right, so BB, what do you got?
Well, with Mr. Pooney almost getting ready to pack up his stuff and move east, he was having a yard sale.
He's already east. He's already here.
He was getting ready to pack his California house up, so he had a yard sale.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I
What'd
picked
you
up I picked up a couple cassettes in his yard sale. This was the one of the early Jeff Scott Soto bands called Eyes from 1990. The song is called "Calling All Girls." A video was made for it, so it must have been out on MTV. I would have to ask Sonny that because I'm sure he knows more about that. I saw this video on one of those Facebook pages and listened to it. Killer. Love it. And I think I tried to find Eyes on Apple and I couldn't find it. So
It's on there.
Is
It
it?
is.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
when
Well, then
he
I
came
must-
on an episode and he did a song from them, I want to say it was a ballad.
They also do. I think they do a cover of "Don't Turn Around" by Ace of Base.
Could be. That I'm not sure of, but they are. I'll
I'll have to find it. Okay.
It might be. I think it's The Eyes, not just
It's
Eyes.
under that.
Oh, it's just under Eyes. Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
It's
Oh,
really
okay.
weird why it's under that,
Yeah.
but
Maybe that's why I couldn't find it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is good though, real good. All right, for me, I kind of had something different, but I changed it because I couldn't think of the name that Def Leppard went under when they did that extra set where they were a cover band themselves. They called themselves Dead Flatbird, and it's another disc on the Viva Hysteria tour when they had their residency in Vegas in 2013. It was either 2012 or 2013, but it came out. Actually, it was recorded in March of 2013. It came out in October 2013. So they were called Dead Flatbird. They came out. They were a parody of themselves. They came out with all these different costumes and shit on, and they did the songs that you weren't like. They did for the other set, the main set. They did all of Hysteria plus Love and Affection. No, Love and Affection's on there. I'm sorry. Rock of Ages and Photograph along with Hysteria. But the set before, they did the stuff that you want to hear and stuff that that you didn't know. They come out with Good Morning Freedom, which was a B-side from Hello America in 1980. Then they did Wasted, Stage Fright, Mirror Mirror Look Into My Eyes, Action, Rock Brigade, Undefeated, Promises, On Through the Night, Slang, Let It Go, another Hit and Run, High and Dry Saturday Night, Bring On the Heartbreak, and they ended up with Switch 625. So Dead Flatbird covering Def Leppard, covering themselves.
can't believe they copied Dream Theater. 'Cause Dream Theater would do that where they would make a band and then do covers, but they would switch instruments.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't think
That was back when Derek Sherinian was still in the band, so that was a while ago.
tough for Rick Allen to pick up a guitar. Just saying. Just
He
saying.
could sing.
Okay, so there's our hidden gems. I have a little Dead Flatbird doing some Def Leppard covers, and BC's got Madman's Lullaby, Bay Area band with some recent stuff out. BB's got the band called Eyes with Calling All Girls is the song. Dylan's got At the Movies. The song that he told me about was No Easy Way Out, but I checked out more shit, and it's called Soundtrack of Your Lives 1 and 2. So there's our hidden gems. So back to our albums, and we're going to reverse round robin here, and BB's going next.
Reverse.
So you went last, now you go first.
All right. Blackie Lawless. We kind of already talked about him a little bit in the show coming up. So I'm a big Wasp fan. I really enjoy Blackie's vocals. I have ever since I heard him. And this was one of those back-to-back albums that there's a lot of instrumental stuff on it, a lot of very short songs, 58 minutes, 51 minutes. There's a whole instrumental, almost 4 minutes long. So what I wanted to cut down was the Neon Gods Part 1 and 2, The Rise and the Demise. So I'm going to call this album The Dismembering Overture. Disc 1 is going to be The Resurrection. And I'm not switching up because there is somewhat of some content to it. I didn't really want to start flipping them all around. So this you can actually tell from this sequence of what's going on. And if you have not heard these two albums ever before, you're not going to have a clue what's going on. So so if you want
Check them out.
Yeah, so if you want the Cliff Notes version of this, only listen to the songs that I tell you. And you can cut this album out and pretty much half the time. So disc number 1, The Resurrection, we're going to open up with The Rise. It's a short building song. It's a very actually short song. It's only 2.5 minutes, but starts off great little riff opening. Blackie's vocals are fantastic right out of the gate. Song number 2, I'm going to go with Asylum Number 9. This is my favorite song on this album. I love the chorus in this album. The solo and outro solo from Daryl Roberts is absolutely killer. Song number 3 is going to be XTC Riders. It has a great drum beat, classy Blackie screaming vocals on this, driving guitar solo once again. Great, just grab you by the throat, WASP song. The next one, song number 4, is going to be The Running Man. Super heavy guitar, and then the galloping drums in the song just really, really catch you. Gritty vocals, the harmonies with Blackie's band is spot on. And to close out the Resurrection disc, we're going to go with the last song on the album, which is Raging Storm. It's a little bit slower in the first verse, but man, when it kicks in at the second verse, boy, it just kicks right in. It's a great closer for the album. Another killer solo from Daryl. Great guitar work on this album. And I'm learning Blackie is just like Ozzy. He is just surrounding himself with amazing guitar players. It's just too bad that Blackie, it just seems like his guitar players aren't like what they're not getting noticed like Ozzy's guitar players should be. So the next album on side 2, which is called The Passing, we're going to go with Never Say Die. Another heavy classic sounding WASP song, super heavy drums in it, great guitar work, classic WASP sound to that song. Then we are going to go with The Demise. Has a really cool electric organ part in it, which is cool. More heavy guitar work underlying the organ parts at certain points in the song, which are really, really cool. Song number 8 on that side is going to be Tear Down the Walls. It's just another song that showcases this band harmonies that they have and more heavy guitar work. It's almost pretty much the songs are just classic WASP sounding to this point. Song number 9 is my favorite song on this second CD, which is Come Back to Black. There's some really cool time changes in it. There's really different drum arrangements that switch back and forth. And once again, the Daryl Roberts guitar work is stinking bananas on this album. And just to balance it out, and because I screwed up because I don't know how to read directions. So when you buy this, you have to have the bonus track to tie all these songs together, which will be The Demise to Come, the Neon Dion. More heavy riffs from Daryl. Blackie's vocals are fantastic on this. The drum work is great. Another classic WASP sounding song. This is one of those albums, if you didn't, like I said before, if you weren't familiar with it, I really chopped it up, but I didn't want to take the opera-ness out of it. So, Righty, what did you think about this album, or these albums?
You would have been good because you could have won a max of 14 songs.
No, one has 9.
No, but you just couldn't go higher than the highest.
Oh,
Sorry,
I thought. Okay.
No, you were good.
I was good.
Yeah, so you were good. You were good. Cool. I'll tell you what. This is when you get these albums and you read, there's the story of it comes with it. You need to invest probably about 4 hours of your life to this saga to really understand it and soak it in. And if you have that kind of time, I suggest read all the stuff for it first. Maybe play it lower in the background, but it's typical Blackie Lawless fucked up in this kind of story with violence and abuse and all that kind of shit in there. But it's no worse than the shit you see on fucking TV now with all the shows that are on and stuff like that. But I mean, great like metal stuff, and you said it before. He surrounds himself with great talent, great guitar players. Daryl Roberts on this one, fantastic. And now that you can go further, I would absolutely add Sister Sadie in the Red Room of the Rising Sun on this list for sure. But like XTC Riders Asylum number 9, Running Man, freaking fantastic. The Raging Storm, and I like how that at the end, like even like on Crimson Idol, you get that crescendo to like wrap it up at that point. But then, you didn't know at that point, because you said, like when they came out, they weren't like Use Your Illusions 1 and Use Your Illusions 2 came out on the same day. They came out months apart. So you had to wait. Not that, Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 are a concept album at all, but like if you're invested as a Wasp fan in this story, you're waiting. You don't know, when this shit's coming back out. But very cool. Your side 2, Never Say Die, awesome. The Demise, Tear Down the Walls, just and I like Blackie's. He can really like tug at your emotions vocally at times when he gets that. I mean, and I personally think that like him singing this stuff is getting a lot of stuff out of himself.
Yeah.
And I think that some of this stuff must be difficult for him to sing because it's really emotional. There's times where you could hear between this and Crimson Idol where you could hear where he's like almost like starting to cry when he's singing.
Right.
Like you get that raw emotion for it. I love that.
I like how you said that, yeah.
And I love when Blackie, he sings in that lower register. I really love it. And I love when he does the screaming stuff, but like when he brings it down and sings in that lower register, it's like wow, like fucking unbelievable vocalist. And I think, and I know Dylan's not a fan of his newer stuff, I think he said, vocally, but I don't think there's a whole huge difference in the two of them. There's some. I mean, no one sounds how they sounded in the fucking 80s. No one. I don't give a shit who the fuck it is, even with whatever help you can get in the studio. But I think he is a very emotional singer, and I love how he picks his guitar players, and the solos fit these songs, and the solos are even emotional too at times. Yeah. Just the way that the melodies and stuff are mixed in there, and trust me, there's a ton of fucking shredding on both of these albums, but like the melodic soloing too is just absolutely fantastic. And like I said, if you guys throw them on just to listen to them, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to get into like and believe me, it's not like something fucked up like fucking like a King Diamond.
It's not a King Diamond story.
It's not to that extent. It's more of like a dramatic thing, like a dramatic show that you'd like see. Like I could see this being like a fucking Netflix series or like a short series or something like that. I could definitely see that for this.
Dylan,
I have to say I didn't envy you when I saw that you picked a 2-album concept, rock opera, like how you were going to cut it down and still make it
keep the story
legible. From what I remember of the listening to this album, because of course I don't know the story off the top of my head.
Right.
It seems like it makes sense. Yeah. So you did a really good job with that. Like my dad said, I'm not the biggest fan of like nowadays sounding Blackie. I don't think he sounds like as bad on this album. I think he sounds really good. Like he sells a lot of the stuff, like you were saying.
That was my one thing in our text group, but I said, I'm like, sorry,
Dylan. Sorry, Dylan. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, it was kind of long listening to these albums, one after the other for me, because it's like, it feels like one album. So I like that you gave me the option now to just cut out the other parts and just listen to it, the shortened version, so the abridged version.
The abridged Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, so I appreciate that for sure. But from what I could remember of the story, I think you did a good job.
Thank you. All right, BC, how did I do? Because you were, this was right. This is what you wanted to do.
When Steve mentioned this episode, I'm like, I'm throwing stuff around, and I said, because I love these both albums, and there's some things that if you took them out and put them all, kind of like some other bands, it'd be great.
Right.
And I was like, ooh, and then I said, you know what? These are two, to me, albums you really have to delve into and take some time. I've always been on the Blackie bandwagon since day one. I love the stuff. I love the older stuff nowadays. I mean, if he could start playing shows more regularly, but he does. I mean, he's just not in the United States.
Not in the States,
which I was surprised.
Or for you, or for me and you.
But I was surprised when you showed me that thing today. I was like, okay, giving him another shot. But like you said, but I mean,
we'll see.
I love the stories. The albums are like Steve. I think Steve touched based on it. Like he sings the songs, and you could tell he's not just
not singing it.
He's not just singing the words written there. He's actually
He's in it.
He's 100% back in the vocals he wrote. I mean, I love these albums, and I don't know, either love or hate them.
Right.
I don't think there is anybody like, oh yeah, that's good.
It's all right.
Either he sucks, fuck that, or he fucking, there's
It's a
no
love-hate relationship.
Yeah, there's no middle of the road with Blackie. I don't think I've seen that many times, which I can understand to a point. But I mean, you made it good. I mean, I love the Raging Storm. That's always been one of my favorites. Come Back to Black.
All right.
I changed the lyrics. Come Back to BC. The Demise. Just like Dream Theater to me, you have to be in the mood to throw these on.
Right.
If you just want Rocket Blackie, don't put this on.
Right.
Throw on one of the first 3 albums.
Yeah.
Easily.
Actually, including Headless Children.
His but no, great job. I love it. I love it.
Sweet.
All right, before BC gets to his album, I just want to say that if you want to get into deep how these albums are and what they are, check out the Look It's Rock and Roll podcast with Julian Gill. They do WASP. Our buddy Bill Elam does it, and Andy Moyen and Julian Gill. They've been doing a WASP series on there.
Oh, wow.
And they just did Neon Gods Part 2 within the last couple months. So both of those episodes are on there. So check those guys out. They go, they'll break down just like the whole album on an episode. Right. So you have the 2 of them there. So if you want to get deep into the story and everything, so just check that Look It's Rock and Roll podcast. I was actually I did a Van Halen episode with them like maybe 2 years ago, and we did Van Halen 1 and Van Halen 2. We're supposed to revisit the other ones, but I know everyone's got a bunch of stuff going on, so hopefully we can revisit the Van Halen series with them as well. But check out their WASP series on there. And actually, they literally just did Neon Gods Part 2 like last month or the month before. So, and they have from the first WASP album up to Neon Gods Part 2 right now. So if you want to get in a little deeper with the WASP albums, check that out. So sorry to hijack your thing there. I just wanted to throw that out there. So
kudos to those guys.
So BC, you're up next. What do you got for us? I know BC's one. This is going to be interesting.
Like I said, there's a bag of bands I wanted to do, and I was like, I don't know. And I love these first 2 albums of this band, band Dirty Looks. They actually got their start in Erie, Pennsylvania. But I was just pulling up the band members. There's like 40 band members.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Look at it. It's fucking.
There's almost as many as LA Guns.
I was just gonna say, I think it's more than LA Guns.
It's more than any band I've ever seen. God love it.
A lot of members.
It's like the fucking cast of Ben-Hur.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like all the drummers from Spinal Tap.
more than that.
Times 40.
Back in the day, it was Hendrik Ostergaard.
Heinrich Ostergaard.
Ostergaard.
He's the main dude.
Gene Bennett. Burnett. I just pulled up Jack Pyers as bass. Even Chris Cafferty was in his band at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Perry, local guy. Robin Crosby from Rat was in his band at one time. And I'm drawing a guy, blank on the guy's guitar player. He left and went in Dangerous Toys. And he's in that 99 Crimes band now. And I can't see it in the 500 names for people who have been in this band. It's a straightforward. Again, this is another band I think you either love or you hate. They're just straightforward rock, very much in the vein of AC/DC, which I love that kind of stuff. So their first album was Cool from the Wire from 1988, and then they came out Turn to the Screw in 1989. It was like bam, bam. I think if they just made one album. But like I said, I love they're just a straightforward rock and roll band, and they're all dead except for a few of them now. Talk about Spinal Tap. The band is almost very Spinal Tap-ish, and
they're all dead except for Jack Pierce, right? They just played a show, and he was the only guy, right? They just a couple months ago.
The original, I'm drawing blank. He's the original bass player. The next guy,
Henrik died from cancer or leukemia.
The other guy got shot.
The other guy got killed or shot in a bar in Erie, Pennsylvania. And they're just they are. This is more Spinal Tap than Spinal Tap.
This is real Spinal Tap. Anyways, I mean, here's an album. I don't know. I love these guys, so I call it Dirty Looks. Point of view. because this is my point of view on the first two albums. I'm going to start off the album with the Cool from the Wire. I mean, it's just a classic Dirty Look song with the cool riff, the bass line. To me, he has the perfect vocals for the style of music. Track 2, Oh Ruby. Love the opening riff on the song. Catchy chords. Oh Ruby. Then going to Turn the Screw album. Come on, Frenchie. This is more of an upbeat rocker, fast drums. I mean, just the solo, because everything's more upbeat than the straightforward rock that they normally are good at. Not good at, but do. Track 4, Tokyo. I just love the opening riff to this, the riff throughout the song. It has Ride Someone to start. Another good solo. I mean, this musically, there's nothing's gonna blow you away in this because it's good, solid rock. Finish off the first side with Put a Spell on You. Love the solo in the beginning, the riff, more killer bass. To me, these two albums, love the bass on these two albums. And I can't read my fucking writing. Another killer solo, and the lyrics, I'm heavy like a Chevy.
Like a Chevy.
That just sticks out every time I hear it. I'm heavy like a Chevy. And then we're going to start off track 2 with off of Turn the Screw, Love Scream. To me, this is another upbeat tune for Dirty Looks. And it has the group vocals, it gets straightforward, but faster pace, which is maybe only a handful of times in their albums you see that. Number 7, Always a Loser. More killer riffs, but the solo is so damn good in this. The pre-solo, it has that car burning out and it screams. I just get off. This is where the pre-solo has that car burning out and shit. And I mean, the riffs and the drums in the song make it to me. It has the background vocals, short solo, but short and sweet. Track 9 would be, I'm calling it audible. I go take off, have some balls, and take what you get. To me, I mean, that's just a killer tune from Turn the Screw. Kicks in with the cooler riff, bass lines. It has like a little bass line in with the solo and the drums. After the solo part, there's a little, I can't even say breakdown points, just like a little Dirty Look point. And then I'm going to finish off with track 10 off of Cool from the Wire with It's Not the Way You Rock. It says that drum start, more killer bass, more straightforward guitar riffs. I mean, this band is just straightforward rock and roll. Unfortunately, no longer with us. They put out album after album.
Shitload of them.
And then he did some other bands like Rumble Dog or Paul Lindell. Rhythm guitar.
Paul Lindell.
Okay. Paul Lindell. Yeah, there we go again.
Now
Paul Lindell. Okay.
He's with the 99 Crimes now and shit.
Oh, okay.
They're not bad. Little 3-piece band.
Check it out.
But that's my Dirty Looks.
Did you name it?
Huh?
Did you name it?
Point of view.
Oh, point of view. Okay. Sorry.
Dylan.
Yeah, this was a band I'm not up on at all.
Okay, no.
I've heard a couple songs, and most of them were from Cool from the Wire. And I thought that you did what I would have done and focus on that album a little more than Turn of the Screw, because I liked a lot more of the songs on that than the second album. I think I don't know, they seemed more unique than the second. The second one, they kind of all blend together for me. Like there's
I think the second album was pushed.
Yeah.
Atlantic was
Get in there.
We need to strike while the iron's hot kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
that makes sense. But I mean, you hit the songs that I was kind of hoping for. Cool from the Wire, Oh Ruby, the songs that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm sure he's gonna put these on. You grabbed those, so this was a cool way for me to kind of get more into Dirty Looks, and I think I'll listen to some of their millions of albums.
Super Deluxe.
Super Deluxe. I'll check that one out. But good job.
One bad leg.
One bad leg. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they had an album that was like, oh my god, this is hideous. It's a lot of people say it's just
It's good, straightforward rock.
Yeah. And
No, I think that was the tour. See, now that you say that, now the brain starts turning. Like,
Because we saw them at CC's for that. It was him and I. And it was LSD that Love, Sex, Death that opened up for them that day.
Yeah. Okay. We're talking about fucking news at the end.
Because we talked to that drummer forever.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, shit. What do you think?
And I can't remember my wife told me fucking an hour ago.
exactly.
That's what it goes. You don't know what you did this morning. But you know of a concert you went to when you were 15.
You know how many times I hear that? I'm like, it is what it. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I built a certain way.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. And it's funny as you're rattling them off. I'm like, oh my god, I love that one. Oh my god, I love that one. Then I'm looking. I'm like, oh, they're all from Cool from the Wire. Cool from the Wire, great opener, great opening track for your album, and Cool from the Wire album. Come On Frenchie, another great song. I always love that one. Put a Spell on You, the guitar work. I love that. Get Off, another one. No turn of the screw, huh, PC? I know, and it's funny. Like I said, all the ones as you're. Oh, I like I'm starring the ones, and all the ones I started are off Cool from the Wire, and then none of them that I starred were from Turn of the Screw. I'm like, oh, Turn of the Screw. I like that one too, but I like it. It's deep. It's different. It's BC to the core. You know what I mean? You throw these bands out, like, I'd love to know how many people out there, still enjoy throwing on a Dirty Looks album. Hopefully there's a good amount of people, but love it. Great stuff.
The only band had 67 members.
Yeah.
That's ballparking.
That's ballparking.
And another thing, and it's funny, when you threw out Brian Perry's name, local guy, swear to God, a week ago, I talked to Jeff Morcom at work, and he's talking to me, hey, is Dirty Look still around? I'm like, I think so. I'm like, why? Hey, did you know Brian Perry? And I'm like, I know the name sounds familiar. Yeah, you played on Dirty Looks. Blah, blah, blah.
But then he graduated to the greatest band in the land, Lizzie Borden.
There you go. It took you this long to do that. I'm surprised that wasn't like the first thing you fucking said.
No.
It was like the volleyball. We set them up, and then poof, we spiked it up. But it's just funny, like that name in this band, I literally said a week ago.
Brian Perry played in Prawn.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Very good. Love it.
Steve.
All right. Dirty Looks.
Righty already loves it.
Seen these guys not a ton of times, probably 5 times, but they were semi-local. You could, you can kind of, with a guy we know in the band, absolutely. Always loved these guys. I thought they were the first band that I can remember that when I heard them, I'm like, wow, they're like AC/DC. Now there's a ton of them. Now there's, Rental Bucket and Airborne and all that shit. But this was the first band that I heard that I'm like, wow, maybe besides Crocus, they had that feel. Not the, they weren't clones by any means, but you had that feel. Maybe vocally the rasp, the Bon Scott-esque rasp. But I remember I had this, when it first came out, picked it up. I think I picked it up at one of the shows. I want to say I picked it up at a show. And right in the cassette player on the fucking way home. I didn't have it on vinyl till like maybe a year later. I still have my original 2 in my collection. But I remember I had the cassette first of Cool from the Wire. Great opener. Oh Ruby, freaking fantastic. You got the spoken word in there, which is freaking cool as shit. BC, I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked. We've sang this song together a million times. Fucking No Brains Child is not on your fucking list. I'm like, what the fuck? No. And
I got to sit down with these. I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. And
I know.
Then I checked the albums to see how many songs are on both. I'm like,
I know. But I like their feel, but I love their choruses and the background vocals. That is the thing that stands out the most for me for Dirty Looks, and the solos are friggin' fantastic. Just great. Guys, if you have not heard these 2 albums, check them out. They're on all the streaming things if you want. If you don't want it, you can still get I think you can probably still get the CDs on eBay or something like that. I don't know if they're... I don't know what they're priced now because I have them and I don't need to get them. So I don't know. But they are on all the streaming platforms that I'm aware of anyways. But like songs like Tokyo Put a Spell on You, Love Screams, Get Off, Take What You Got. It's Not the Way You Rock. Just a groove-ass song. Just fantastic band. And I'm glad we got to talk about these guys because like I would like to, at some point, do an episode where we can like really dig into the songs other than just a passing thing like this. But this is a good introduction for...
Brand new. $18.
Oh, okay. Just a good...
And I think they got reissued.
In 14. Yeah.
Okay.
The first two of them got reissued.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so...
15 and $18.
$18 for the CD.
Check them out.
I think there's only like maybe 7 or 8 of those 60-some guys on the first 2 albums, so they're pretty stable at that point. But I mean, these guys spanned like a good 2 decades with with the guys that they had and stuff. But good, solid, straightforward rock. I highly recommend it. Check it out. I like it. One Bang Leg is fucking fantastic. And I think Dylan, you're up. What do you got? You have some interesting stuff here too.
Yeah, so the first band that I picked was a band that I really didn't delve into as much. And the band that I'm picking now is a band that I've delved into maybe too much. Band that I've talked about quite a bit, and actually we recently talked about one of the songs from one of these albums on the Hard and Heavy playlist because BB graciously picked it. The band is Anthrax, and the 2 albums that I picked were Worship Music from 2011 and For All Kings from 2016. And it's wild just looking at like the gaps for the albums because the album right before Worship Music was We Come For You All, 2003.
Really?
And then 2011 because John Bush had left.
Yeah.
And then Joey Belladonna came back for Worship Music. And then right after this, Rob Caggiano left. So then they got in the new guy.
I still can never remember that guy's name. Sorry.
John Denez, I think his name is.
Yeah, that guy.
But from Shadows.
Sorry,
Fall.
Anthrax guitar guy.
But he's good. I mean, he's good.
He's good. He's been with a while.
But these are 2 albums that I think have a very similar feel to it. I mean, they both have Alex Ross album covers, so it felt natural for me to combine them together. And the title that I came up with is Worship Kings. Or you could also do... for all worship,
for all
worship,
music, for all music,
for all worship music,
for all Kings music. Yeah, yeah. So I tried to do a little combo of both albums where it's even spread. So I had to kill some darlings off. Hopefully, I didn't piss too many people off. And it was a little tough trying to think of the opener because You Gotta Believe is a cool opener, but it has that long intro. And the thing with Earth on Hell, it has like a separate intro track, but I didn't want to waste a slot on that. So I ended up going with Fight 'Em Till You Can't because it opens up with that radio. The city authorities have said that zombies are, the dead have come back to life and it's a really heavy, because that was the first single that was released of this album. And it's a fantastic song, showcases the band's gang vocals that I really love. I think it's a really great way to open this album. My second track was You Gotta Believe, minus the intro. I took the intro out. I figured I could do that because it's a really good, another high energy song. There's not really any songs that don't kick ass on either of these albums in terms of like heaviness, but I wanted to keep the energy going at least. And then my number 3 track was the second single from Worship Music, The Devil You Know. Probably one of my favorite Anthrax songs. I love that stop and start intro is really cool. And the chorus is really catchy, real good sing-along. I love the middle part with the... Really cool. Number 4, a song that I forgot about, Monster at the End. Really great from For All Kings. Real heavy. I actually got a real big appreciation for the back half of Worship Music and some of the other songs from For All Kings going through this because I kind of only like pick and choose from certain songs in this album. But... doing this really made me appreciate some of the songs. Like track 5, The Constant. Really cool, heavy song. Got a cool groove to it. it has like a kind of a catchy riff that's very not Anthrax, but it works for them. They breathe some life into it. And speaking of breathing, number 6 is "Breathing Lightning," the head single off of "For All Kings." Very cool, different opening. That's almost like hopeful. You got the kind of acoustic-ish guitar that kind of rings out, but it's a really good song. Then number 7, the song that BB picked, "I'm Alive" from Worship Music. It's a great one. I love that middle part of the... It's like a cool little different time change there that I really love. Track 8, my favorite track from For All Kings, "Defend Avenge." I love the gang vocals in the chorus. The "Mark my word." I get pumped every time I hear it. Then number 9, I went "Earth on Hell" because I love this song. I think it's a fantastic song. It's just really rough because it has like the abrupt intro because it transitions from the first track into this one. So it's a little tough to put it in there, but I figured having it this later in the album is still okay because I still want it on the album. Track 10 from For All Kings, another later song, "This Battle Chose Us." Completely forgot about this song until I listened to this album. Really love it. There's this real good bass stuff from Frankie Bello in the song that I really enjoy. Track 11, a song that I think should have been the closer for Worship Music. In the end, very epic feeling song. It has that apocalyptic feel that just really brings the house down, I think. And then I end off with the closing track from For All Kings, "Zero Tolerance," because it's a real fun, upbeat closer, kind of almost a punk feel at times. Just how just in your face it is. It almost feels like it could be a Stormtroopers of Death song. But I really thought that was a fun closer. So that's my Worship Kings album. BC, what did you think of it?
Anthrax. I mean, I love when John Bush came into the band. I thought those albums were phenomenal. A lot of people don't. I mean, some people are diehards. I understand it. And then when they got back, I was a little nervous when they announced they were going to get back with Joey Badani. I mean, how do you come in after John Bush? In my book, I'm sorry, no offense to anybody else. When they did these albums, I mean, damn, man. It's a nerve band, I think, that keeps getting stronger.
Yeah.
With each album they come out with. Just see, "Fight 'Em Till You Can't." Love that song. "Devil You Know," classic. "Breathing Lightning," like I said, I love that song off of. "In the End" is another good one. I mean, they're all good. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a few on here that like I'm very rusty at too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much music out there too, but I mean, and I can remember being in these guys way back in the day, and people were like, "You like Anthrax?" They're like, they had 3 heads. "Oh, do you like Motley Crue? You like Anthrax?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like
some people now would still say that.
"Spreading the Disease" to me, I love that album. And everybody's like, "Anthrax? I'm like, "Yes, Anthrax." No, good album, love it.
BB.
Joey Belladonna. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's funny as I'm writing them down and as I'm noticing there's the list is getting longer and longer and longer. I'm like, ooh, "In the End." I get it. Here's his closer. In the end, I got it. And then he threw the zero.
And then
tolerance. Then it wasn't. But "The Devil You Know," great song. "Monster" at the end, another killer riff in that. Like you said, I picked before, "I'm Alive," my favorite Anthrax song of all times. "Defend and Avenge," another great one that sticks out in this list. And another one, it's probably another top 5 for me. "This Battle Chose Us," and it's so deep and it's so different. And it when you said that, I'm like, oh my god, yes! Like that's another song that I can't get enough from these guys. But this will easily be the album of the night for me for sure.
Thank you.
This is great.
Dad, what'd you think?
All right, Anthrax. I got to do one. Yeah. Everyone's got to do one tonight. And it's funny, too, because I'm glad that you put "Fight 'Em Till You Can't" at the beginning, because the very first time I listened to this album, I'm like, why didn't this start the album like this?
Yeah.
Like what? Why? You know what I mean? Because it's got the that urgency that you get with Anthrax. I think it would have been a kick-ass way to kick off that album. Glad you kicked it off that way. You Gotta Believe, good one. The Devil You Know, love that song. I love the
I also love in the end when they do the
it's great. Monster in the end. And it's weird to say the harmonies when you talk about Anthrax, but the chorus harmony is fantastic. Joey Belladonna, I'll tell you what, I said I'm with BC. I love the John Bush stuff, but he knocks it out of the park on these two albums. He really does. And then in between them, you have anthems.
Yep.
They do the cover ones, which are friggin' fantastic. The Constant, I'm a little rusty on that one. I got to give that one another shot. Breathing Lightning, one of my go-to Anthrax songs. Absolutely fucking love it. I'm Alive, another go-to Anthrax song for me. Defend Avenge. Defend Avenge. Love. That's a Scott Ian background vocals. Quintessential right there. Earth on Hell, fantastic. This battle
Chose
us. I'm a little rusty on that one too. I gotta give. In the end, friggin' fantastic. Zero Tolerance is great. I threw that on yesterday. I checked it. I'm like, holy shit! Like a couple ones I forgot about.
Yeah.
That were like kick ass, but like great album. Great album. I enjoyed. All right, so I'm up on the last album here. So let me get my stuff together here. So I did Black Sabbath for the first one. So for my second one, this will probably be BC's least favorite of the night, regardless of what the hell I pick. I picked Iron Maiden. I mixed up Virtually 11 and The X Factor, which I said them in reverse. The X Factor came out October 2nd, 1995, produced by Steve Harris and Nigel Green. And Virtually 11, which came out in March 23rd, 1998, produced again by Steve Harris and Nigel Green. So, transitional period for Maiden. Like I've always said, I thought the major transition started when Adrian Smith left the band, when they recorded No Prayer for the Dying, then did Fear of the Dark, and then next came X Factor, Virtual 11. And over the years, I've gotten into the X Factor a little more. I've always liked Virtual 11 more, like initially, but I've actually the X Factor has actually come to grow on me more as an album listen than the tracks that I kind of finger picked off of this one are the ones that I always have. But if you listen to the album as a whole, I enjoy it more as an album listen than a track by separating the tracks. I open up with Future Real from Virtual 11. Just a great start to the album. Kick ass. And this Future Real is probably the closest that I can equate to what an Adrian Smith song would have been during this period. He always had the quick, short, punchy type of opening songs, that he would do. Then we go back to the X Factor, Lord of the Flies. I love the finger picking on there is friggin' fantastic. Then I went kind of deep into the X Factor after that. I did Edge of Darkness. This song is about the Apocalypse Now movie. I'm sure it was a novel before that, but this gets right into the movie about that we're coming to you, Captain. We're giving you the mission. We know you've done it before. This guy's got nuts doing his own thing, but the music in it is kind of got a build to it. It's got a somber buildingness to it, but then there's a freaking kick in at the end where you could picture where if you've seen that movie when he's ensconced in the camp. Martin Sheen's ensconced in the camp, and he's going after Marlon Captain Curtis, Colonel Curtis, Marlon Brando, Kurtz. I'm sorry, Colonel Kurtz, and Harrison Ford's in that movie too.
Yeah.
But like there's a cool, fast part to that song. Then it goes right back down to like you're in the Heart of Darkness was actually the name of the book for it, but the Edge of Darkness is the name of the song itself. So then we pick it back up to Lightning Strikes Twice, Always a cool song. I always like the maybe lightning strikes twice. I love the chorus in it. The guitar playing is great in it. I wrap up side one with the Klansman. Great song. It's got that Celtish feel to it. It's got that freedom. Like probably the most old Maiden-like song of the two Blaze Bayley albums. Like feel-wise, chorus-wise, galloping-wise. And so then I open up side two with probably my favorite song of the Blaze era, Man on the Edge, from the movie Falling Down. They wanted to call it Falling Down, but with movie rights and shit, I guess they couldn't. Just and it literally goes with the movie. If you have not seen the movie Falling Down with Michael Douglas, Robert Duvall, fucking fantastic movie. Good P&V movie, BC. I can picture BC being in that movie, fucking Falling Down. So if you're watching that and you know BC, picture him. It fits fucking perfectly. And I go with this next one, and I know a lot of people hate and bash the fuck out of this song. Angel and the Gambler. I love this song. I love the feel to it. People, I don't know, say it reminds them of The Who. And it does not remind me of The Who because I would not like it if it did. But I like this song. It does drag that. Don't you think I could save it? They could cut about 4 minutes of that shit out. But the solos in it are fucking fantastic. The guitar playing is great. I love the song. And then I went with the little bonus track. It's not an album track, but it's a bonus track that they did between X Factor and Virtual 11. It's a song called Virus. They put a video out for it. It starts off real X Factor is very like low key, murky, but then it fucking kicks out. Really kicks into upbeat. Very cool song. Check it out. There's a video for it. It's on YouTube. Then I go to When Two Worlds Collide. Love that song. I love the beginning. Blaze. I think this is one of the songs that Blaze shines vocally on these two albums. And then I gotta close it out with the epic of all epics of this period, Sign of the Cross. And in a lot of these songs I picked that Bruce has done live. He's done Future Real live. I'm not sure Lord of the Flies. I know he's done the Klansman live. Man on the Edge he's done live. And I know he's done Sign of the Cross live. But just Sign of the Cross is just... Watch the video of Sign of the Cross on the Rock in Rio show. Absolutely stellar. Fantastic. I love it. And the songs that Bruce sings, I honestly, when I listen to them with Blaze singing, I honestly picture Bruce singing them. But that's my Maiden album. And this album is just called X.
X.
BC.
He's been using.
I'm going to go first so you can get the hatred out of the way first.
I love you.
I didn't even listen to it.
BC was really disappointed that you didn't do the Blaze solo albums.
They're great.
Yes, I will clarify something here. I like Blaze Bayley. I own Blaze Bayley vinyl.
Yeah.
I like Blaze Bayley. Just not an Iron Maiden. So, I mean, I these albums have grown on me. Not to the point where I would worship them or like them. They have grown throughout the years. That's all I gotta say. But I mean, the standouts were definitely the Klansman, and that's because it's a great song, no matter who sings it. Future Real, that's growing on me. Like this takes twice. I mean, the songs have grown on me. I've opened my mind. And Lord of the Flies, I love that one too. And the Gambler, Angel and the Gambler. Like I said,
He's got some keyboards.
Yeah.
I like the build in it.
Getting there.
I mean, I kind of just listen to the music, try not to think Iron Maiden, and I like it. Like I said, I have Blaze Bayley albums. I like Blaze. This was a good Iron Maiden time for me.
Done.
I was concerned you weren't going to be able to find 4 songs off of X Factor that were good enough to be on there. It's just like such a dragging album for me. It just drags.
It does. When it came on, I was like, "What is this?"
I'm glad you didn't pick Fortunes of War. Because for me,
No.
that Fortunes of War is what Angel and the Gambler is for everybody else. Because like the Fortunes of War, and I'm like, okay, please stop repeating Fortunes of War. Stop. At least with Angel and the Gambler, there's more than 3 words that's repeated.
It's more upbeat too.
Yeah. You didn't pick the best song on Virtual 11, Como Estes Amigos.
No.
Such a good
it's
song.
Not the best song.
So soulfully sung by Blaze Bayley.
I'm good.
You did pick a lot of my favorite songs though off of Virtual 11. I personally Virtual 11, I really like it a lot. I think it's a great album. I like most all the songs on here. I mean, I could probably do without The Educated Fool. Everything else I really enjoy, especially Como Estes Amigos. I think it's a great ender. But you did pick the good songs off of X Factor for sure. Like Man on the Edge, you have to pick that one.
That's a no-brainer.
Sign of the Cross and Lord of the Flies. So you did good. You did really good.
Yeah, righty. I was when you said this, I'm like, boy, that's I'm kind of in the same vein of BC, but like I'm not like that much into the Iron Maiden that I don't like these albums because I can
Separate it.
I can turn it off. It's Blaze. It's not Blaze. If I'm into the music and I'm into the vocals, I can enjoy it. Futureal, great opener. Opened Virtual 11. Another one I love, The Edge of Darkness, and that's on the X Factor. So I like how you threw that in there. And we already talked about the Klansman. What a great song that is. When Two Worlds Collide. Another and there's parts in that song where there's like that dual guitar stuff that sounds totally different than a lot of the other stuff off that album. And then Sign of the Cross, another. You have to throw that in there from a Virtual 11. I enjoy this stuff. I just feel bad for BC. He's so. I think maybe if you get like if you get like a Virtual 11 tattoo, maybe you can.
Yeah.
Maybe it would.
That's a detailed tattoo.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
You could put it where you could do the X Factor one where you could have your shoulders squunched and then it pulls them apart when you flex your arms.
BC, it could be you can replace the kid on the Virtual 11.
And he separates when I flex. It's gonna be a new version of tattoo. All right, so there's our second round of albums. We had Dirty Looks for BC. We had Wasp for BB. We had Anthrax for Dylan. We had Iron Maiden for myself.
Yeah.
So we'll go around. We'll wrap up. Mention your favorite and least favorite album of the night. And no offense to anybody, I enjoyed everything, but something's got to be at the bottom, which is fine. So go ahead, BB.
All right. This was a great episode. I really had a lot of fun doing this and getting back into, especially Dylan when he picked Great White. I love the Great White stuff and that era, like the 80s era. I get sucked in. Listen to those albums, are great. But boy, I think honestly, Anthrax for me, the album that Dylan made for Anthrax is the highlight for me, for sure. And this may be a first, but I'm going to pick my Def Leppard album for the least favorite. When I look at the competition, I'm like, I know when I'm beat.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, this is fun. I mean, I have some other bands written down, like you said. We touch base on this again somewhere down the road. It's gonna be interesting, but I gotta go Anthrax too because I guess they're one of my favorite bands. And probably the weakest one, I'm gonna go Iron Maiden just because I guess I can't do
Just
Blaze.
because
I can't do Blaze.
Yeah, this was a lot of cool picks for everybody. I like that we went off the beaten path for a few of our stuff. I really enjoy that. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to have like a playlist for each person, so you could like appreciate the albums. So like I'll have like yours in one playlist. So that'll be those will be the Spotify playlists of the week. Everybody's picks. So if I had to pick my favorite, I would probably pick. I'd probably go Black Sabbath, just because they're. You were working with really great material to begin with. Like it's very hard to screw that up, and I didn't think you would, but you picked a lot of the best songs from there for sure. And if I had to pick a negative, I'd probably just go Wasp, just because like I said, I'm not a fan of Blackie's vocals, and I like the other stuff quite a bit. So, and like Dirty Looks and XYZ, I'm not as familiar with them, but they were good. They were really enjoyable for me, and they surprised me. So I couldn't put them in negatives. And I like Def Leppard, so I can't knock Def Leppard.
So Blackie, you get it.
You get it, Blackie.
Sorry, Blackie.
Black guy for Blackie. All right, yeah, I had a blast doing this. I thought it was a cool idea, and I literally have like 6 or 7 other albums written down that are in my head, and I just kind of like threw a dart at picking these ones. I definitely wanted to pick the Maiden one, but the Black Sabbath, that was it was cool, and I enjoy this stuff. I liked everyone's album. Top album, I gotta say, I'm gonna say Dirty Looks for me, because it's been such a long time since I've listened to those guys. It brought back some memories of seeing these guys live. Like, and I mean, I don't know. I've never seen them in anywhere but a club.
No.
I've never seen them, and I know they probably opened up for bands and arenas and stuff like that. I don't know, but I've never seen them in that setting. But it took me right back to standing 5 feet from these guys, watching them play, just like fucking awesome in a
Walk from the basement
in a
to
club.
the stage by us.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go with BB's bottom pick, the Def Leppard one, only because I think the first Def Leppard one has probably the weakest material of all the albums we talked about, and maybe not even the weakest material, the weakest production.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at the production between On Through the Night and then even up to High and Dry, rather.
Oh.
It was fun doing these ones. Like I said, in Dylan's the Great White ones, it was weird. Dylan goes from Great White to Anthrax. That was probably the biggest jump of the night, I think. Well, I don't know. Def Leppard and WASP was a pretty good jump too. BC's, they're pretty much down the middle. Mine are pretty much down the middle, but like Dylan's and BB's are good jumps. Actually year-wise and material-wise.
Yeah.
And I hadn't listened to those Great White albums in a long time.
Me neither.
Good
They're
stuff.
good.
I mean,
They're
just
They're
good, solid, hard rock albums.
I think that was a thing of its time.
Yeah,
Everything was being
Absolutely.
forced, you know what I mean?
absolutely. And BB, the WASP albums, they're great. Like you said it perfectly. Blackie Lawless has always surrounded himself with great talent. He has, and unfortunately, a lot of times they don't stay very long because he's Blackie Lawless. And but hopefully, looking forward to seeing them live with Armored Saint. And we got BC and I have the Monsters of Rock cruise coming up. It's a go so far. A couple more bands are shifting around and stuff. Queensryche is off, which is sad, but Jeff Tate's coming on, so we're getting, the other version of that.
It's good.
So we're, hoping to get through the COVID testing unscathed. It seemed a lot smoother for the Kiss cruise with the COVID shit than the Monsters of Rock. Because Kiss cruise, we had 96 hours to get a test, so we were able to get a test at home before we went. But now it's 48 hours for the Monsters of Rock, so we had to take tests with us.
They came fast.
They did, yeah. So
Order-
anybody shipping an album, go fuck yourself, because we ordered shit on Friday and it came on Monday from California. So I don't want to hear that you can't get an album to me from fucking Kentucky to Pennsylvania in 3 months. I don't want to hear that shit, okay? I'm just saying. So good point, BC. So, guys, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. I know our episodes have been running a little long lately, but you know what? I don't care. I like the I like the conversation.
That's the way it works.
And it's it needs to resolve itself of its own volition or momentum, Dylan. It really does. I enjoy talking this, and believe me, it's no big chore for for me or for us guys to talk and shoot the shit and stuff like that. We get off topic all the time, but that's the nature of the beast here. You talk about one band and you think of another band, so it always goes back and forth. So you guys out there, give us an album that you like, a band that 2 albums in a row that you would like to see melded together into one, and let us know. And if you let us know, we'll read them out and see what you guys had to say about it. So thanks for listening, you guys. Hope everybody's staying safe out there. We're in Pennsylvania. It's actually not too bad here tonight. We're supposed to get a snowstorm in a couple days, which is going to suck, but hope everybody's staying safe out there, having a good winter, and everybody enjoy themselves, crack a beer, listen to at least one album in its entirety this week. That's your assignment for the week. And thank you for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Everybody stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.